So here we've got a malus or a crabapple tree which had quite a lot of fruit on it and has only just lost its leaves. But sometime in the last fortnight in a gale, the wind must have caught it, probably when it still had leaf on it. It's broken the posts which were securing the wire netting to keep the rabbits off the tree, and the root balls partially come out of the ground. So we need to do some fairly urgent remedial action to get the tree back upright, to get the tree properly staked, and to some extent to replant it. So we're now just going to dig out a bit of a pit around where the root balls come out of the ground to loosen up the soil so that when we get the tree upright again, it'll have a better chance of rooting into some fresh soil, and hopefully it'll then move on and thrive. Hopefully not too many of its roots have been broken in the gale, but effectively as you can see, it's looking like a fairly major replanting job. In fact, it's proved easier to take the whole thing out of the ground and replant it properly. So now we've dug out the pit with a mott axe, and we're just using a Cornish shovel to mix up the soil and get a really good pit out to try and replant this tree properly. Looking at the root ball, it would seem that actually the roots had all grown in one direction rather than on both sides of the tree, and that's probably contributed to it blowing over in the first place. So we've now got a really good loose soil bed to start the tree off again, probably twisting it a little bit so that the roots are now going a bit more evenly around the tree, and we'll gently shovel the soil back in around the base of the tree, taking care not to get any soil above the line of the graft, because this is clearly a grafted plant. And so we heel it in to get it reasonably upright. And then we need to pause and get a proper stake in around it to hold it in place rather better than it was before. And generally one would put the stake facing on the side of the tree which faces the prevailing wind, and in this case we're looking east, so we'll put the stake on the east side of the tree. A rather more substantial stake than we had last time, and again one of these flexible ties that allow us to loosen the tie each year as the trunk of the tree grows and to prevent any rubbing. These are really good ties, quite expensive, but they really do a good job, and the tree really shouldn't move at all, and its roots will have every opportunity to root out properly next year. So hopefully blowing over will be a thing of the past. As you can see, the stake and the tree are separated from each other by a piece of plastic which stops any rubbing or movement or any damage to the trunk of the tree. And now all we need to do is just put a couple of small stakes back in the wire netting rabbits around, which has got a bit messed about, a bit squashed, but I think it'll still do just to keep the rabbits from nibbling any bark on this tree until it's a year or two older. So a quick bit of remedial action. Hopefully we've saved this tree. hopefully it'll grow on again nicely, and we very much hope that it will, because it's a very nice malus with wonderful fruits.